Well, hi again, everybody. Welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one, I'm going to take a quick look at a couple of little USB type accessory devices that I have. One, I received from a vendor that asked me to take a look at it and maybe include it in one of my videos. It's from a company called DriverGenius. And it's really an SD card and CF card, which is the compact flash, larger version of those things for some specialized equipment like high-end cameras. And it can also read both the MicroSD card or TF card as well. It has about a 6-inch cord on it. It uses USB-C connected to your PC, but it's only USB 3.0 Type 1, so it's only going to go a maximum of 5 gigabits per second. The second thing I wanted to talk about, a device that I purchased, which I needed because of some of the stuff that I plan on doing in future videos, is a 2.5-inch solid-state drive reader. So you can connect a solid-state drive to this. As long as it's a small 2.5-inch solid-state, it wouldn't be able to support one of the larger hard drives because you would need an auxiliary power connector for that. That would usually go up to like a USB 2.0. This thing has about a 18-inch cable to it, and it has a USB Type A 3.0 connector on it. So it's a little bit different, but you know, we'll test it out. Actually, we're going to test out both of these cards in just a minute when I hook them up to the computer. But let me show you how to load them. First of all, I have this one here. Let me put in a standard. All of the connections are on the same side here. And I'll just put in the standard full-size SD card. It only goes one way. Push that in until it stays in. You take it out by pushing it again, and it pops up. Let's leave it in. And then, of course, the solid-state drive. I have this 256 gigabyte solid-state drive from SP. Just take it. Only can go in one way. Plug it into the little connector here. And that's all you need to do. So let me go ahead next and test them out and see how they perform. Okay, let's see how to hook these little devices up. Pretty straightforward, but I'm going to show it anyway. Here's a DriverGenius SD and CF card reader. Just take it. It's Type C, so we'll just plug it in to the Type C connector here. It has a little indicator drive on it, and it actually, when you access it, it will show blinking on this little green light. Of course, to take it out, we have to go to the computer and eject it properly so that we don't corrupt anything on it. And the light goes off. Okay, now that we have the SD card, SDXC that is, connected to the PC through the reader, let's see what the performance of that happens to have. Let's click All for all test. Okay, all done. That's pretty impressive. The actual maximum speed of this particular SDXC card that I put in there had a read speed of 270 megabits per second and a write speed of 70 megabits per second. So I think we've reached a realistic maximum speed that this particular card that I have. Now let's connect the Sabrent SD card reader through USB. Put it up on top here. And this one's a Type A, so we'll have to plug it in over here. And it also has a little light, indicator light on it. Blue indicator light that shows you it's active. I'll just lie it down over here for now. And then once again, to eject it, we have to go to the PC and do it safely. Right-clicking on the little USB icon, and in this case saying Eject Sabrent. And now it's off. Even though the light stayed on, it is now properly disconnected, so I can disconnect it from here. Okay, now that the 2.5-inch drive is connected to the computer through USB 3.0, let's see what happens when I run a little test on it. This is Crystal Dismark. I'm going to select the drive, which is this one here, E, and I'm going to say All. Well, that completes this quick little test of the USB connected 2.5-inch solid-state drive. Obviously, it's got good numbers because it is a full-blown solid-state drive. So there you go. What'd you think? This SD and CF card reader did pretty good. I was surprised to see that it actually reached the maximum capacity of the SDXC card that I put in here, which is what I would have expected because it's supposed to work at the full 5 gigabits of a USB 3.0 Type 1. And then this one, of course, a full-size solid-state drive. And so it performed extremely well as I expected. I'd say it went about 80% the speed of what it would go at when you put it in a PC. As a matter of fact, I think I've tested this one before, and it was, in the 525 gigabit per second range. So it's only about 80% of that what we saw today, but still very good and definitely usable. One thing to note about this particular device, it's not necessarily plug and play. Depending on the solid state drive that you put in here, you may have to go and do an initialization of it in order to get it to work properly. So that's something you have to keep in mind. You may have to go into the disk computer and then manage disk in order to take care of that. Anyway, hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you did, you at least consider subscribing to my channel. This way you can see videos like this in the future, but even more so in terms of how I will be using these devices in the future. So until then, take care. Stay safe and stay healthy. Even though things are wrapping down, stay healthy.